bring Faf du Plessis in, mate. Yeah, Faf du Plessis just got 100 and pretty good form, Bernie.
And just like that, there are 3 rounds remaining of the Peel Cricket Association's 21-22 league. It's a fight to the finals. It's pride on the line. Or is it a crawl to the end? It depends on where you are on the table. We also had the last round of the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League preliminary matches. We had Halls Head hosting South Mandurah. Obviously, their neighbours up the road. We'll have a little bit of a chat about that game. We also know that the semis for the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League are locked and loaded. We'll talk about those games coming up. Who's in the semi-final? What else has happened over this week of action, suspense, drama, everything else that happens every single week here on the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. I am your host, Orazio Santalucia, and I bring you the best podcast this side of, I don't know, Coolangatta. That was pretty ordinary by me then. Hope you're enjoying the podcast series this season. I've got to laugh because if you don't, you'll cry. We'll announce the Country Cricket Board Masters Carnival. Just a quick little word about that. It's already very, very popular and people are signing up left, right and centre. What else? What else are we going to chat about? What else can we chat about? We could chat all day. We've got loads and loads and loads to chat about. We're going to work out who wilted. We're going to work out who sizzled in the summer heat on Saturday because, boy, she was El Scorchio yet again. And this week, we're also lucky to get another segment of our, round the clubs, and we get to meet the people behind the scenes doing all the work to allow you guys to get a hit on a Saturday or a Sunday or whatever day it might fall on. We chat to Secret HARBOUR Dockers Senior Vice President, Gavin McDonald. Some interesting facts about Secret HARBOUR Dockers, how they started and things like that. And again, for a newbie like myself, I enjoyed the chat and got to find out a little bit more about another one of our clubs in this great competition, the Peel Cricket Association. It is your Peel Cricket Association, so you make sure you get behind it. You make sure you do what you can to make it even greater. We've got a lot to talk about, so let's jump out of this segment. But before we do, let's give our sponsors a little bit of a plug. They have supported us all the way through and they've got us to here. Remember, there's 3 rounds left. We've got 2 semi-finals coming up of the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. So they've got us this far. So it's important that we help them to then help us move forward yet again. So who are they? Well, we should know by now because we support them as much as, we try to support them as much as they support us. RETRAVISION. Big sign at the back. I've fixed up the green screen so it's a little bit clearer. So RETRAVISION, you know the deal. They have a 60-day price guarantee. Okay, so their prices aren't going to drop. You're not going to go and buy something and then see 2 weeks later that it's gone down in price. Okay, that's not going to happen. RETRAVISION don't let that happen to you. So that's guaranteed. The price is guaranteed. But even better, when you go into the store, they know every single bit of stuff that's in there. They know everything about it, including the pens that they use. Okay, so you want to make sure that if you're going to buy your electrical goods, you're going to buy your white goods, you're going to buy your bowl. Got cricket on the brain. You're going to buy your barbecue stuff, your coffee machines, your hair dryers, your hair straighteners, and everything else in that sort of spectrum. There's only one place to go, and that is RETRAVISION. Okay, so Retravision, they're all over the place. There's be a store near you, so make sure you get in there and support them. Okay, Saturday, stinking hot it was. It was, what, high 30s, 40s, depending on where you were in this great state of ours. Playing cricket, probably one of those things that you think, geez, what the hell am I doing out here in the middle of the heat? You're sweating and you're dehydrating and your tongue's hanging out of your mouth and you're going, oh, I need a drink. Hopefully, it was the EVERLAST. Hopefully, you're getting the EVERLAST sports drinks in. Okay, they come in the 3 flavours, as you can see here. We've got the blueberry, no we haven't, Blue Blast, Berry Blaze, and the lemon zest, which is, that's the one you want. Scientifically proven to improve your performance. Dehydration is real, and the hotter it gets, the harder it gets. There's plenty of science, but basically, trust me, you stay hydrated, your performance stays up here. You've only got to drop your hydration that much, and your performance drops significantly. That's why it might be a bit of a bugbear, but you watch on the cricket, and they're running in and out all the time with a drink at any sort of break. It's because as soon as your hydration drops minimally, your performance drops substantially. So don't let that happen to you. Make sure you're not going to get out for 50 because you're absolutely cooked. You want to get on to score the 3 figures, and at the drinks break, you're always going to ask for EVERLAST. Also, on that side, ESA Sport. Okay, ESA Sport, they do everything. They do apparel, they do coaching, they distribute the good stuff, the EVERLAST, memorabilia. I don't know, you're going to have an end-of-season raffle fundraiser for your awards night. On that, are you going to get a guest speaker? Do you want to get someone, some big sporting name, make that night a bit bigger? You're going to have one last function, or hey, you're going to have something in the winter. There's a challenge for all of us. Let's not go into complete hiatus come the end of the grand finals. Let's look to get together at some stage in the middle of winter and just, bring the band back together. Why not have an event? Why not get a guest speaker in? Why not make it something? So Johnny Sanders is the guy at ESA Sport. Johnny Sanders is the guy to get hold of for EVERLAST Sports Drinks. Phone number's there. Email's there. Retravision, they're everywhere. Like us, the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. We'll be back after this short break. Okay, welcome back, champions. This is the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, and we're up to the part which you all love. You love when I get this page out. I sit there typing it out. That's when I get pissed off when some of you guys haven't put your scores in, although I do believe this week was one of the only weeks where all the scores were in when I was doing this. And I did this on Monday, I think. Monday or Tuesday. No, Monday. Couldn't have been Tuesday because I was entertaining you lot watching, well, the Mandurah Big Bash, really. The better Big Bash, the better T20 competition, the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. Okay, the scores on the doors. As I mentioned earlier, there are only 3 rounds left. 3 rounds left. Okay, we've got, if we're going to go A grade, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, the top 4 have a pretty solid footing, but 5th and 6th, they win all their games, which is all you can control, and someone slips up at the top, and we've seen that the whole season, really. You never know, there might be a bit of a shock surprise come the last round. All you've got to do is sneak in, and then the finals are a completely different game. So, with that in mind, let's go through the A grade action, the Wyllie Cup. Wyllie Cup, obviously currently held by Singleton Irwinians after an amazing close match last year. Will we have an absolute dynamite final yet again, or final series? Who knows? But what I do know is that some cricket was played on Saturday. And first game we're going to chat about is the reigning premiers, Singleton Irwinians. 2 for 106. They defeated South Mandurah all out 105. Out of that 106, Bryce Evans, 57 not. Okay, back to form. Well done. Hasn't played that much this year, but nice to see one of their their seasoned performers get some runs on the board. This time of year is always good. In the South Mandra's 105, unfortunately, no batters really stood up there, and the batting woes at South Mandra continue. Although they got into the 3 figures, that's their highest score for this year, really. Other than Tuesday night, but we'll chat about that later. Bob Bram took 3 for 40, and one of the show's favourites, Tim Hutchison, 1 for 7 off his 10 overs, bowling absolute hand grenades. Singleton went on to win by 8 wickets. Big win there, and a bit of a comeback to form for the Irwinian boys, who've been a bit up and down, topsy-turvy this season, but they're holding on into the finals as we speak. The next game we're going to have a chat about, and this is one of the games that had a brilliant all-round performance by a particular player. Well, you probably know who it is because this guy's having an absolute belter of a season. The Knighters, White Knights, Baldivis, 9 for 176. That included a Steph Botha 53, and Mitch Cowan took 4 for 44 in the White Knights innings. They went on to defeat Warnbro, who were all out for 173. So Warnbro have been having a real big push, and it's a big win for the White Knights there. Nathan Wakefield got 58 for Warnbro there, and big man Steph Botha, the leading wicket taker in the competition, the whole competition, he took another 4 for 27. So 1 wicket victory there by White Knights Baldivis in a very, very tight, nail-biting game there. But a big win for them. They've fought hard throughout the season, and they've had some, they've gone the rough with the smooth, but it's good win there for the Knighters. And Steph Botha, just the big all-rounder, doing his, who's the best all-rounder? Cam Green. We'll go with Cam Green. I'm not sure if a guy from the Southern Africa region, I'm not sure if it's South Africa or Namibia or something like that. I don't know. Someone might be able to tell me. Steph, if you're listening, mate, you might be able to send me a message and let me know. Because I don't want to, I don't want to disrespect anyone, but it's like when people call us Kiwis and Aussie and they reckon we all sound the same, which, nah. Anyway, good close game there, and a good win there for White Knights Baldivis. So we move on to the next game, and that is Shoalwater v Pinjarra. And this is another game that had another all-rounder stand up there. So Shoalwater, 7 for 224. Dale Norman got 84. And Dudley Corton, the stylish left-hander, got 70. It's 2 decent scores in a row, or 250-plus scores in a row. Dale Norman and Dudley Cortland shared a 143 run stand. That's a big one. So well done, boys. To help their Shoalwater Bay team get to 224, which is always a very good score. If you get over 200 in club cricket, you win more than you lose. Although Pinjarra did have a good crack, and Jamie Lee, he's doing well with both the bat and ball. He's having a real late run of it. 4 for 44, so he was the leading wicket taker for Pinjarra, and Pinjarra had a good crack, but they could only get to 206 in the end, all out. And yep, that man Jamie Lee, he got 67. So between Steph and Jamie, they're fighting it out to see who's the best all-rounder in the comp at the moment. And 2 very, very good cricketers we're lucky to have in our competition. Shoalwater, 18-run winners there. Next game, we have Mandurah, all-out 175. Skipper Jordan Bell, 58, continuing his solid season. Matt Jenkinson, he just started the season late this year. The veteran, he got 42. And Matt Thomas. Now, this one, I don't know whether it's a My Cricket quirk or this is actually what happened. Because if this is what happened, Benny Wright, Skip, mate, living the best till last. So Matty Thomas, 6 for 27. Absolute amazing bowling figures. He was the 9th bowler used. So they've literally gone through the whole team. The 9th bowler used, according to My Cricket. That's the way the order fell. Now, like I said, it might be a quirk of the scorecard. I don't know. So maybe someone can just send a little message through. Just jump on the Peel Cricket Association Facebook page, send a little messenger message through. But Matt, no matter what, mate, Matt Thomas, 6 for 27. That's a beauty. Well done. Well bowled. And yeah, Mandurah, 175. Not enough, though. The machine that is Waroona, the Warriors, 7 for 176. I'll try that again. 7 for 176. Zach Moody, 43. He was the leading run scorer there amongst the whole heap. They all got chipped in with 20s and all that sort of stuff. But Zach Moody, the big fast bowler, got 43. And Waroona went on to win by 3 wickets. So that was a pretty close game there. And at some stage, I'm sure Mandra thought, oh, we're a chance here. The next game, this one was a bit of a demolition. This is definitely where you don't want to have a crack, but obviously someone sizzled and someone wilted. Hall's Head 7 for 295, flexing the old batting muscle. Hall's Head, they are the strongest batting team in the competition. That's what the stats are telling me, boys and girls. So that was led by Josh Rudge, 54. Skipper back to form. Jack Manuel. I hope I'm getting that right because copped an absolute blasting during the week for mispronouncing Jack's name. So, Jack, I'm sorry if I've got it wrong the whole season. But, hey, mate, live in my world. My name's been pronounced wrong ever since I was born. So, anyway, let's go back to it. He got another 50. So, 51 to add to his total. He's flying along. And Michael Chappell, veteran, got 60 not out in a big score. So to get 3 50s in your batting lineup says you're going to get a big score, and 295 is always going to be tough. And Secret Harbour really didn't really throw a punch, and they were all out for 79. Scotty Martin charging in 4 for 44 to add to his season's tally of plus 30. So he's had a real good season with the ball. And Hall's Head went on to win by 216 runs. So that's a big win. Boosts up their percentage no end. So what does the table look like at this stage? At the end of that, the round 15 of the Wyllie Cup. Who's going to be holding that famous Wyllie Cup at the end? We've got Hall's Head on 75 points. Waroona second on 74. Singleton a third. They're back in a third on 60. And Warnbro just slid down to fourth on 57. In fifth, we've got Mandra on 49. And in sixth, we've got Shoalwater on 47. So I can't see anyone outside that top 6 getting through to the finals. Obviously, Shoalwater and Mandra have just got to win every game here and hope that something happens above them. And the pressure's on probably Singleton and Warnbro. I'd like to think that Hall's Head and Waroona can start planning ahead and safely presume that they're going to be in the finals. So that's A grade. Let's move on to B grade. North Baldivis, 4 for 142. Steve Burgess continues his solid batting form this year, 70 not. And they went on to defeat Singleton 9 for 140. Israel Carmody got 33 there for the Irwinian boys, but North Baldivis were able to chase down that 140 quite easily and win by 6 wickets. The next game, we have Warnbro, 3 for 83. They defeated White Knights Baldivis all out 82. So in that 83, there wasn't anyone that really stood out. When you're chasing such a low total, you just get the job done. White Knights all out for 82. Ahmad Azavi got 4 for 9. I think that's his second 4 for in a row. 4 for 9, Jesus. Bob old son. And 7-wicket victors were the Warnbro Swans. So that was good for them. The next game was a bit of a one-sided, lopsided sort of game. Pinjarra all out 51. And they were defeated by Shoalwater, who were all out 215. Justin Kennedy got 73. So he got 73. And I was reminded during the week by Neil Kennedy that Justin got these runs. So well done. And you obviously made a family member proud there. Stevie Boyd got 61. And Ben Burley took 4 for 29 for Pinjarra. But unfortunately not enough. And Shoalwater went on to win quite handsomely by 164 runs. So good percentage booster for them. The next game, unfortunately, the Dockers continued a bad day at the office on Saturday. 56 all out. They were spun out by Jackson Wyllie, who I saw for the first time on Tuesday. Quite impressed. Okay, another spinner. I'm always going to be impressed by the spinners, but nice action, quite repeatable. Can see some good stuff happening there. 6 for 12, so that's amazing for an off spinner. So well bowled, Jackson. And yeah, Hall's Head were the victors there, 2 for 57. So they won by 8 wickets and got out of the sun quite early. The next game, the other leaders in the competition, Hillman, 6 for 153. They were Palmer's batch less this week. If you remember watching the footage of the Premier T20 game, not just gone, the week before, which we saw Hillman in action, he was limping around like a very sore boy. So I dare say he's done something. Don't know what it is. Against someone from Hillman, might be able to let us know what it is. But he wasn't playing. So skipper Steve Urseg stood up. He got 57 of the 6 for 153, and that was more than enough to beat Mandra, who made 152, of which Jacob Hutton got 73 not out. But Hillman went on to win by 4 wickets. So what does the table look like in B grade? We have Hillman on top on 75. They are equal top, I guess, percentage separating. North Baldivis also on 75. In third place, very close behind him, is Shoalwater on 71. Then you've got Warnbro in fourth on 65. And then you've got Hall's Head and White Knights Baldivis on 64. So it looks like a fight for fourth, really, and a very tight one. So every single point, every single wicket, so every ball of every game for those 3 teams in particular are going to be vital. So the pressure's going to be on. And to be fair, Hillman and North Baldivis have shown that after flying away early, they're both vulnerable as well. And they've been knocked off and knocked off quite well in sometimes. So yeah, I can't call it. I think that's a very open grade. It could go down to the wire, and for us fans just sitting on the sideline, how good's that? So good luck to everyone there. We're moving on to C grade action, where we'll go to South Mandra first. South Mandra 9 for 143. No one really stood out with the bat there. It was all shared around that score, but with the ball for White Knights Baldivis, who are the opponents in this game, Matt White took 4 for 39, so well done. And they went on to win. So White Knights Baldivis 5 for 144. Chris Hughes, a veteran, played a few games of vets with him, good player, 58. And the Knights went on to win by 5 wickets. So a good win there for White Knights Baldivis. Next game, Singleton 204, all out, 204. John Case got 57. And Dan Hazeldine got 5 for 20 for North Baldivis in Singleton's 204. And that was enough to knock off North Baldivis, who got 191. So close game, 13 runs. And out of that 191, our favourite, Vikas Kansra, got 43, and no doubt would have been sublimely entertaining. I don't think there would have been many defensive shots in that. Vikas likes to take the game on. Very good to watch. The next game, Shoalwater 7 for 188. Kurt Phasm got 50, and that was enough to defeat Mandra, who were all out for 119. Brent Hayes got 4 for 46 for Shoalwater in that innings. 69 run victors were Shoalwater. So what does the table look like in C grade? Well, the top 4 is pretty much set. They might shift around, but essentially it's South Mandra, White Knights Baldivis, Shoalwater, North Baldivis. Make your plans. Don't book anything in that finals time, because you're all in there. So good luck to them. D grade. First game there, Hall's Head 3 for 208. Continuing the run of form with the runs with the bat. Angus Kent got 52. We've seen that name in the scores a few times. And City of Mandra councillor Ryan Burns, 83 not out. That's another big score for Ryan. And, well, it's a Burns, one of the Burns family making runs for Hall's Head. Hey, what's new? So, well done. They defeated Hillman, who were 9 for 152 in reply. So, 56 run victors were Hall's Head. Pinjarra won on forfeit versus Waroona, so that's unfortunate when that sort of stuff happens. And the last game is Warnborough, 196 all out, 196. And yep, that man, Rick Smith-Ince, in the runs again. He got 50. And Reece Wallace got 74. They defeated White Knights Baldivis all out 164. Jason Yulden got 42 of those. 32 run victors were the Warnborough Swans. So the finals will look like this. What order, I'm not sure, but these four will be in there. That'll be Halls Head, Warnborough, Hillman, White Knights, Baldivis. Don't go making any plans come finals time. E-grade, Singleton handed Halls Head the game and the day off. So maybe they were happy with that because they could go down the beach and stay out of the heat. I don't know, but unfortunate for Singleton. Shoalwater, 6 for 189. David Smith got 40 of those, and they defeated Warnborough, who was 6 for 88 in the end. I'm not sure whether they were short or I don't know. Anyway, 101 run winners were Shoalwater. South Mandurah, 130, 130 all out. Anthony Jensen took 5 for 28 for Secret Harbour in bowling out South Mandurah for 130, but that was enough for them to win. They defeated Secret Harbour all out 118. Josh Flea took 4 for 22 for South Mandurah there, and South Mandurah, the Falcons, went on to win by 12 runs. And the last game, North Baldivis 145. John Lim got 43 not out again, and I think he got a 40-odd last week as well. Defeated White Knights Baldivis. No, defeated by White Knights Baldivis, sorry. 9 for 188, which Matt Vinkovic got 50 of those, and the White Knights went on to win by 43 runs. Mandurah had the bye. So the top 5 looks like this, and this is where they're all going to fight off. White Knights Baldivis on top. They're followed by Mandurah, who are followed by Halls Head, North Baldivis, Shoalwater. That's the 5 that's going to try to get into 4. So watch this space. So again, every ball is going to be quite significant all the way through into the last 3. And we get to the best part, the F grade. Warnborough, 67 all out. Pete Vanderkost took 4 for 23 for Hillman, who made 4 for 109 before they decided we've had enough. Let's go in and have a beer. Mark Stewart got 55 of those. So 6 wicket winners were Hillman. White Knights Baldivis, 7 for 212. Josh Matthews Rawlinson got 48 of those, and that was enough to defeat Pinjarra, who were 8 for 197. So it was a close-ish game. Darryl Morgan got 34 of those for Pinjarra. White Knights went on to win by 3 wickets. And Halls Head, another 200 score, 5 for 203. Grant Matthews got 55, and Matt Lloyd got 69. So in the runs again, the Halls Head batting machine. They defeated Shoalwater 9 for 122, which Malcolm Abbott got 35 of those. So 81 run winners were Halls Head. So the top 4 is sorted. Again, the order may change, but these 4 teams will be in the finals. White Knights Baldivis, Hillman, Warnborough and Halls Head. Don't book any time or don't book any holidays or anything silly like that around finals time, because you guys will all be playing. That wraps up the Peel Cricket Association round 15. Now, like I said, there's 3 rounds left, and as you saw with some of the grades, we've got some serious cricket to come. Now we'll just do a quick wrap of the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League game that we had on Tuesday, just gone, between South Mandurah and Halls Head. Halls Head hosting. They had a replacement marquee player. Their initial marquee player went down injured, and oh man, why can't I remember his name? Let me get that up for you peoples. I'm sorry. Where are we? We go back here, and Ashley Blake. That's it. Ashley Blake plays for Rockingham Mandurah. He's been out injured for a while, so Halls Head went out and used their contacts and saw who they could get, and they were able to get hold of a very, very good player in Fremantle Premier District Club captain in Chris Davenport. Very experienced player. Got over 500 runs already this season. Very attacking batter, good fielder, handy little, can bowl a little meds, little off spinners, whatever you want to call them. It was perfect for Tuesday night. And South Mandurah also had a marquee player from Fremantle, and that was Bailey Holman, who really put on a show. So let me go into the game. I actually enjoyed calling this one, although it was lopsided, but there was some serious cricket that was happening in amongst it all. And I think that's part of what T20 brings. It really allows the players to express themselves and show us what they've got. So, Hall's Head had a bat. Did they win the toss? I know they batted first. Of course they did. On a lot of people who've been part of that club for a while or been around Peelwood Reserve, they said that was clearly one of the better wickets they've seen there ever. And it was a belt, absolute belter of a wicket. So, again, groundsman, amazing. Hall's Head went out batted first. Aaron Burridge, returning junior, who is the current skipper for Rocky Mandarin, doing really well there. He went out and blasted 63 off 29. Did not bat not. He just went out from ball one and just went whack and really put on a show. Got off 29 balls, 4 fours, 5 sixes, and for a while there it looked like seriously it was going to be 100, going to be the second 100 of the competition, but unfortunately he got out. And then that got Jack Manuel in, and he started slow, and Travis Kane was probably the pick of the bowlers for South Mandurah, because a few of them were on the end of some juicy hitting for a while. I'm not going to mention any names there, but most of the bowlers went the journey. Other than Trav Kane, 4 overs, 1 for 19, in a score of 5 for 208 by Hall's Head in 20 overs. That's a big, big total. So the little battle between Kane and Manuel was really, really good. Some really smart bowling, kept it wide, didn't bowl too straight to him, beat the bat a few times. He got a few edges that went for 4, because there's obviously no one catching, which got a bit poor bloke. But that was really good bowling, a real good battle. And then once he finished, Jack Manuel really sort of showed his class, and he got 59 off 39, and you wouldn't have thought that at the start. And he got 5 fours and 3 sixes, and then Chris Davenport just come in and just went whack, 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 42 off 28, 5 fours and 1 six. But the other disappointing thing for South Mandurah, not only was the bowling a bit all over the place, 15 wides. 15 wides. So that's the runs plus the extra balls, which, and it started from ball 1. So it was just, it was really untidy, unfortunately. So 5 for 208, always going to be really, really hard to chase that. And they didn't start too well, unfortunately. They just kept losing wickets everywhere. But Bailey Holman just thought, well, I'm here. I'm going to do my best. And he put on a bit of a clinic. He was a real smart T20 cricket. He was moving around the crease, moving outside his crease, coming deep. Really manoeuvred the field, manoeuvred the bowlers, played reverse slaps and reverse sweeps, and was really classy, as well as some big hitting. So he got 87, and it was unfortunate he didn't get 100 because he was well on the way. 87 off 63 with 12 fours. Really, really good batting, and it was only Trav Kane at the end who probably should have batted up higher. He got 14 not out off 18, and they were the only 2 to get into double figures. And South Mandurah crawled to 144, 8 for 144. Some really serious heat bowled at the start. Scotty Martin charging in from the Old Coast Road end. He got 4 for 24. Isaac Wyllie got 2 for 27. Bowled okay. Started a little bit wobbly, but sort of come home and did well. And then just everyone else just sort of chipped in here and there. But yeah, 8 for 144. So big win there for Hall's Head. And that means we've got our semi-finalists locked and loaded. They are locked and loaded. So what's it going to look like? Well, next week, next Tuesday, 15th of February, we're going to have Singleton Irwinians, the current RETRAVISION Premier T20 League Cup holders. And they're going to be going and working hard to defend their title. And they've got Shoalwater Bay, who did well in the last round, to sneak in there. And they're up and about, Shoalwater. The club's doing well throughout. There's some really good scores and a good buzz. And, you know, the T20 competition brings out the best out of everyone there. And what that also basically means is that skipper Chris D'Alessandro, who I'll have to interview before the game or after the game, because otherwise the rest of, not only his teammates in the team, but the whole club are probably going to either kill me or him or both of us. So, Chris, if you're listening to this, yep, I'm gonna hunt you down on Tuesday, because we've got to have a pre-game chat, and you're going to have to wear a funny hat, I reckon, because that's what you keep getting stick about, something about the hat. So look, I'm not privy to the private chats that happen. I know that there is some serious sledging that happens. I see bits and bobs of it, and unfortunately, Chris, you're at the back. You're front and centre of it all the time. But anyway, Singleton Irwinians versus Shoalwater Bay promises to be a real belter. And then the second semi, which will be the week after, the 22nd of Feb, will be Mandurah versus Hall's Head. Yep, Mandurah. They got through in the end. It was a little bit of a technicality. We won't go into that, but Mandurah are playing Hall's Head in the second semi, which promises to be probably the game of the competition on paper, especially if Mandurah bring what they bring. They really plan and work it out, and the young talent that comes back really stands up and performs. And Hall's Head, who are just humming along like a well-tuned Ferrari. They're going really well, and they could be on to something big this season. But you've got to win the game. So Singleton Irwinians versus Shoalwater Bay next Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. The Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Channel. You know, you'll be jumping on board, you'll be listening, or hey, if it's a good day, why not just come down? We've had some pretty decent crowds. Also, remember, this phone's on during the game, obviously on silent, which means that you can communicate with me if there's some fun, some stats, some news that helps, get the game going or get the chat going or whatever. Please send it in during the game. I'm happy to chat to anyone during the game. And at the same time, we'll be looking to get a guest commentator on board from the two competing clubs as well. So that's a RETRAVISION Premier T20 League wrap. And that's all our cricket. For now, we will come back very, very shortly, and we'll be having a chat to Secret Harbour Dockers Senior Vice President in Gav McDonald, who's doing amazing things down there. They've got a lot happening down at Secret Harbour. They're providing cricket for obviously the male pathway, female pathway, and they've got their integrated cricket going on as well, which means that they are open to the whole community, which is absolutely fantastic, and I love that sort of stuff. So we'll hear a little bit more about what's happening down at the Secret Harbour Dockers down there. We'll be back after this break. You are on the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, proudly supported by all these guys here. RETRAVISION, EVERLAST, and, oh, that way, ESA Sport. We'll be back very, very soon.
Nice, Gary!
Okay, welcome back, everyone, to the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, which, as always, is proudly supported by RETRAVISION, ESA Sport, and EVERLAST Sports Drinks. Make sure we're getting that stuff in the club fridges. So the next, I guess, instalment of get to know the Peel clubs sort of theme that I'm running. We've got Gavin McDonald here, who is the Vice President of Secret Harbour Dockers Cricket Club, and we'll get to know a little bit more about the Dockers. Hi, Gav, how are you?
Hey, Razio, how are you, mate?
Not too bad at all, not too bad. Thank you for making the time today to come on the show and chat all things Dockers or Secret Harbour Dockers Cricket Club. That's a bit of a mouthful, but anyway, it sounds like me trying to explain my title at work, which is Department of Local Government, Sport and Cultural Industries. You try doing that 10 times. Sorry?
I hope you got a good acronym.
DLGSC, but that doesn't really help either, to be fair. Used to be the Department of Sport and Rec, or DSR, which was a lot easier. But anyway, that's an argument for another day. So this helps me a lot in getting to know each of the clubs, and being able to chat to a few of the clubs along the way. So with the Secret Harbour Dockers, where did it all start?
Well, originally started from the Secret Harbour Dockers Football Club, Orazio. They're a very strong club in around the Secret Harbour Golden Bay area.
Yep.
Been quite successful. Really strong juniors. Senior teams have been in the grand finals of the old amateur comps for the last couple of years, and so the cricket club sort of morphed from the football club.
Mm-hmm.
I reckon close to 10 years ago. Started off as juniors, and then over the next 2 or 3 years, it then went into senior cricket. I've been there since 2015, 2016 season, so we've seen some really big growth in cricket, senior cricket, in junior cricket, ladies and female cricket as well. So we're and our ICL team is very competitive as well. They're currently undefeated. So we're a small club, but we punch well above our weight in the Peel Cricket Association.
Okay, so the ICL, that's the Integrated Cricket League, is that right?
Yeah, that is. Yeah, so I'm coaching them this year, so it's a good sign they're undefeated for me, I suppose. But it's been a good.
Winning, isn't it? It's always the coach's fault when it's all about the coach when you're winning, and when you're not winning, it's all about the players, isn't it?
Yeah, that's England lost yesterday, and coach was nowhere to be seen. So I guess that's true.
Well, the whole team wasn't there. I don't know if you saw that at the end. They just, that wasn't good. But look, we can talk that. We can talk pommy bashing for a long time, and I reckon we'll be able to fill about 4 shows without taking a breath. But that might be for another day. So the club started as a junior club, and then it sort of evolved because I guess as your under 12s become 13s, 14s, 15s, you want somewhere for them to go, and you don't want them to go to another club, I guess. You want them to have the opportunity to play for the same club. So you're all one. You're not like a separate juniors and seniors. It is one club. Is that right? Or
yeah, so we're one club. We're junior and seniors, but how our structure works is Dave Drew is our president,
yep.
And then under Dave we can have 2 senior vice presidents. So I'm senior vice president of the seniors,
yep.
And Jacob looks after the juniors. So we're one club. And we've got a couple of umbrellas underneath us. So it works really well. Our executive and our committee, you don't have the split of what your juniors and then seniors. We all come together. We have joint meetings. Everything's sort of discussed. And it's worked really well so far.
That's a great model. I've said this a number of times. I know coming over from Victoria, I hadn't really seen junior separate clubs and senior separate clubs before, really, to be fair. I mean, that's not saying it didn't happen, but I'd hardly ever seen it in my life. And then you come over here to WA and it's quite prevalent that there's junior clubs and there's senior clubs, and they might wear the same colours, but they're actually separate entities. And I just think that's sad. I just think you should all be one, and it's great to hear that you guys have worked out a system and to be able to be one club. And I guess because you started at the bottom, it probably evolved in a nice, smooth sort of transition rather than, I don't know, a junior club coming along from a senior club that's got 100 years history or whatever, and they're probably not going to really join together. But you guys started, like you literally started as a foundation with juniors and then worked your way up. Have I got that?
Yeah, it has. Yeah, it has worked well. Like a lot of our juniors that originally started with us are still coming through the senior ranks, and some that have gone on to play with Rocky Mandurah, and there's some that have gone on to other clubs. But it's good to see a nucleus of those junior players coming through and playing senior cricket, because that's the backbone of clubs, isn't it? Like your juniors coming through,
yep.
Then playing the lower grades of senior cricket, and then gradually they get the confidence and they get used to playing against men and the ball coming on harder, and with a bit of guidance and experience, they then come up and become competent senior sort of A and B grade cricketers, which is what we're looking for.
Yeah, definitely. And that leads us into obviously the club having the opportunity to progress up to A grade and put an A grade team in. And this is season 2 of that adventure, I guess. How have you seen the difference between last year and this year?
Well, I think it's been a significant improvement this year. I mean, last year we got hit by COVID, and having our first A grade season, we were sort of a little bit behind the 8 ball in regards to having a coach and players, and getting everything sorted out. The PCA were really good and gave us some dispensation for some local players who've been playing A grade for other clubs. So we were lucky in that regard to get a couple of Secret Harbour locals back playing for us. And generally, well, like I said before, we were generally behind a little bit from the other clubs in regards to having seasoned players, a coach, and those sort of aspects that make a successful A grade season. But this year we made a significant focus on getting a coach in, not only a coach but getting a good bloke in, someone who all the players would respond to, that was well respected. And we're really lucky to have Hilton come on board this year. He played a few games with us last year. He was a friend of a player, and he turned up, and everyone's going, "My God, who's this bloke?" And then he wheeled off 141 not out against North Baldivis in the rain, and everyone's going, "Wow, this bloke is a good player." But not only is he a good player, he's a great bloke as well. So we're very lucky to have him, and the guys have responded to having him come in. He's structured up our training. He's made it so that the guys get a benefit out of it. There's a realisation between training and playing, and it's become a lot more professional. And we're seeing that in the output of the guys on the paddock. If you have a look at the results this year, they've been a lot more consistent than last year. I think last year we got rolled, or probably for less than 60, maybe 2 or 3 times. And this year we're really a lot more competitive. But we're hoping for a big back end of the season after Christmas and New Year that we can get in there and do some damage.
As it goes into the Christmas break, and you can throw a blanket over about 6 or 7 clubs, and I reckon you guys are one of them. So I think that's testament to what you've done as a group and as a committee and all that sort of stuff. And as a coach myself, I can't stress enough that I think senior cricket needs coaching as much as junior cricket does. We put a lot of time and effort into juniors and giving them great structures all the way through. They get lost in senior cricket because a lot of senior community clubs don't value coaching, and they don't have a coach, and they just sort of turn up on a Tuesday and Thursday and roll the arm over and hit a few balls, and that's it. And then, so you think of a young player that's gone all the way through a system where there's a coach, a manager, and all sorts of stuff. They're really well structured, and then it's sort of like Brown's cows when they get to senior cricket, and they go, that's not for me. And the clubs that do have the structure are the ones that are going to keep those young players. And it's great to hear that you guys have gone down that road and seen the benefits of it, like pretty much immediately, which I think is fantastic. Had a chat to White Knights Baldivis last week, and they're really working hard on that structure type of thing as well. And they see the benefit in, well, you see their numbers. They've got big numbers. Different area, obviously, but still they've got big numbers because they put time into structure, and I think it's important.
Well, if you have a look at the A grade sides that are doing well in the PCA, they've got some good young blokes coming through, but they then complement that with some older players as well. So we're trying to develop our older players to become those mentors for the young blokes coming through. And I mean, it's taken a lot of hard work. It doesn't happen overnight, but you just hope that you put structures in place, you get the right people in the right positions, and then things happen.
Yeah, sort of like build it and they will come. You want your players to want to stay and be part of the club and wear the purple. That's another thing, but anyway. But that's great. So so you got an A, a B, and I guess this is probably the next challenge for the club, is because your next grade's E, isn't it? So you'd like something in between there, wouldn't you? Really, and that'll come.
Yeah, and one of the I guess last season we had these discussions in regards to whether we go A grade, C grade, and then if you have a C grade, you can then have an F grade because of the rules in regards to the gaps between your 2 lowest teams. But we made the decision that if we're going to have an A grade, that we should support it with a B grade. Mm-hmm. And just to give the youngsters something to aspire to. They get more games on turf. Obviously, they can then have some home games at Rhonda Scarrot on the hard wickets as well. I guess we're a little bit underdone when it comes to your top level players, but we're developing. We've got some really good juniors coming through. Our under 14s, if you have a look at the results for our under 14s, we've got some really good players coming through. A couple of those under 14s have played B grade this year, and they've done really well. So we're looking for the future, and we think that if we have an A grade, at our club that we should back it up with a B grade, and then have a lower grade for the guys who are new to cricket, or a little bit older, like myself. Those guys that just want to come back and just have a social game of cricket without the competitive edge of playing an A grade or a B grade.
No, definitely. And obviously having the women's side, and now you got the young girls as well, the under 12s, I think they are. And it's funny. Every club that I talk to that have got a women's team just talk about what a difference it's made, and how it just changed the whole place. And well, why didn't we do this 10 years ago, sort of thing? But I'm sure you'd be on the same boat, wouldn't you? It's just changed the dynamics of your club.
Oh, for sure. It's made it a lot more diverse, and it's you get different people in with different ideas on the committee, and they want to. You get old blokes like me, been playing cricket for 50 years, and then you get the ladies coming in going, "Oh, why don't we do it like this? Let's give this a go." And it just opens up the club to new ideas, but then also opens up, more ladies participating in your club and playing cricket, and more cricket players is what we're after. So it's been really good for our club. Our junior girls this year, seeing them come on board for the first time has been really good. And our ladies have been strong for the last couple of years. They were runners up in the competition last year, Beyond Bank competition last year, and they're in the top 4 at the moment. And they're looking really good for a strong second half of the season.
Yeah, I think it'll be great to think that there's that tradition in the male side where you get to play with your son at some stage, and you hang on until that point comes along, or you might even come out of retirement for a season or whatever, and it's a really nice thing. But we're going to have mother-daughters doing that now, and I just think that's so exciting. I can't help but think that's a great thing for the game to grow. It's everyone's game, and the more people that like this game, the longer it'll keep going. So, have we got any mother-daughters sort of coming through, you think?
I'm not sure at this stage, mate, but you wouldn't rule it out, would you?
Well, that's what you want to see. We'll get there, and I think it's probably where it's going to be at its peak. We'll have that hardball competition for them, and it'll be a great thing, because there's a lot of good people doing a lot of good stuff, trying to get that up and running, and I just think where there's a will, there's a way, you know what I mean? And I think it'll happen. I guess just like the club. I mean, you started from a football club, and you're now 10 years down the track, and you've got an A grade team, a B grade team, you've got juniors, you've got women, you've got young girls. It's 10 years ago, whoever was part of the founding group, I wonder if they saw what's there now. I mean, it must be exciting as a club, because you're still a young club. Whenever there's any development, it must be an exciting time around the club.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I've been there since 2015, and the change that I've seen at the club and just since then has been massive. I mean, the ladies teams come on, and we've got our girls team as well, and the integrated teams come on as well. So, I mean, there's a lot of clubs like us around the PCA that have a team and a grade for everyone. So we're just trying to do our best to give everyone an opportunity to play cricket, because, I mean, in the end, that's what we're here for as a club, aren't we? It's great to win premierships, and everyone wants to win premierships, but if you can't win premierships, it's great to have an environment where everyone can come and sort of get away from the other 6 days of their life and just play cricket and have a beer and with like-minded people. And I think that's what all the clubs in the PCA are aspiring to. And it's a lot of hard work to get there. There's a lot of work that goes behind the scene there, but we're not the only club that's trying to do our best in the PCA to give everyone a go.
And for those that aren't aware, that don't know how a club runs, your governance that is, you're always need to stay on top of. There's changes in legislation along the way, and then there's Cricket Australia might come up with something that they want you to do, and then WA Cricket will do. You know what I mean? It's a constant evolving beast. It's not something that, okay, this is how we do it. We go that tick that box, because every year you've got a whole book of challenges before you because things have changed from the year before, and it gets harder and harder to do, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah, it does, especially at club level. Like, we're all volunteers, and if you go around all the clubs in the PCA, you'd find there's a lot of people putting some long hours in and doing some hard work to get the guys and the girls and the ladies out on the paddock. And yeah, it does get harder every year with all the admin that you have to do. But I mean, to be honest, I think the PCA do a great job, and also the PJCA, in getting all that information out and doing a lot of that lead work so that the clubs can just jump online, have a look, do what they have to do, get all the appropriate approvals. And so I think, I know a lot of clubs probably, and a lot of people around the association sort of have a bit of a view about the PCA and the PJCA. But I mean, from my point of view, they do a tremendous amount of work, and it's like a lot of things in life. I mean, you do 90% of your stuff right, and everyone just remembers the 10% that you do wrong. So I think most of the clubs and our association that run the grades and run the competition do a really good job. So I think we're lucky in that regards that we do have a strong association above us looking after the clubs.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, you've got a competition that goes from A to F, so all the grounds that need to be booked. You've got you have 4 or 5 councils you've got to deal with, from Shire of Waroona, Shire of Murray, City of Mandurah. You've got Rockingham, City of Rockingham. You've got clubs that are moving from one ground to another over from the next season. So you've got all that stuff happening in the background. For you guys, you're part of a sports club, aren't you, at Secret Harbour? So you're not just yourselves. I mean, you are, but you're also part of a bigger entity, aren't you, as well?
Yes. Yeah, so we have the Secret Harbour Dockers Sporting Association. That's our club rooms. They look after the club rooms and the change rooms. So they look after and for football as well. So cricket and football come under the association when it comes to those facilities. So we're really lucky. We've got probably one of the best club rooms in the PCA when it comes to going in there and getting a beer, a feed, and all that sort of stuff. So we're lucky in that regards. We've had to do some really hard work with the council to get our ovals up to speed here. So I just saw a photo just before Christmas of our grounds, and the council have done a lot of work to get those grounds sort of up to speed for the second half of the season. We've got an ICL carnival happening in the middle of January. So so one of the things I said to the council was that I'd ring up the WACA and threaten to move that if the ovals didn't get up to speed. So it's good to see they've done a bit of work and on the ovals, so to provide our cricketers and obviously our visiting cricketers as well the facilities to play their best.
When is that carnival? Because we might be able to do something around that.
It's around about the 23rd of January. We how the ICL season is structured is there's a north region and a southern region, and Cardinia. There's a couple of teams at Cardinia, Warnbro, us, and Mandurah. We all get together. We sort of rotate it around between Mandurah, Cardinia, Warnbro, and us, and then they play a couple of games on the oval on a Sunday afternoon.
Okay, so the 23rd of Jan. Okay, we'll put that in the calendar, and we'll try to do something on the back of that, because that's exciting. I think it's a brilliant, without sounding too patronising or anything. I just think it's fantastic that a club finds a way to say, well, hey, if we're going to be really part of the community, we're going to include everybody. And hats off to what you guys are doing there, and obviously what Mandurah are doing as well. I think it's great, because we're lucky we've got a game that is available to everyone, and the game is adaptive, and it's it's big enough and broad enough and ugly enough to be there for everybody. So I think that's fantastic. So watch this space. We'll might even do a special show from Rhonda Scarrot Reserve. So what's on the horizon moving forward? You know, when you put your blue sky sort of thinking cap on, what's the next 10 years look like for Secret Harbour?
Well, when I first came to the club and started getting involved, and firstly as secretary and then as senior vice president, I sort of put together a bit of a 5-year plan on where I think we should be, and we took that to the executive and the committee, and we were lucky that everyone was on board with that. So where we see ourselves when I first came on as senior vice president, I wanted to go to A grade. I thought we've been B grade for 5 to 6 seasons. Our B grade had finished top a couple of seasons, but didn't win the flags. But I thought, you know, to give the guys the opportunity to play A grade in a really high standard competition. I mean, a lot of people don't realise how high a standard the PCA A grade and B grade is. It's a pretty high level competition. So so part of the 5-year plan was to go to A grade, and we've had prelim talks with Paul Papalier, our local member of parliament here, with the Rockingham Council, and also with the WACA in regards to the hybrid wicket that they've got down at Falcon. So I've been doing a lot of work with and correspondence with Jared in regards to how that's going and the process that he went through, and we're hoping that touch wood and everything looks good so far, that the hybrid wicket is a success, and we all hope it is. I mean, for clubs that don't have turf at home, the hybrid wicket's a great opportunity to get your A grade at home.
No doubt.
There's a few clubs around the PCA. There's us and also Singleton that I mean, if we had a hybrid wicket here, we could have A grade at home. And I think as Jared's been trying for the last umpteen years to get A grade down at Falcon, and to his credit, he's done a really, really good job on that, and he's to be commended for that. But it also gives the opportunity for the other clubs that don't have a turf wicket to have A grade at home, and I think that'd be tremendous when that all gets ticked off, and the WACA are happy with it, and the Rockingham City Council are happy with it. That the interim process that we've gone through so far to express an interest in the wicket, that we'd push on and get a hybrid wicket at Rhonda Scarrot.
That's exciting, because I think it is a game changer, that wicket, and yep, there's a little bit of I guess going into the unknown, and there was obviously risk taken and all that sort of stuff. But at the end of the day, and I know people have got their own views. That's okay. Everyone's allowed their own view. But it's the runs scored on that particular wicket. No worse, if not probably better than a lot of the natural grass sort of wickets that are floating around. And B, if this opens up opportunities for clubs like Secret Harbour Dockers and Singleton and others, well, around the state and the country, to install something that plays like turf, that ticks a lot of boxes in regards to even things like, you think of climate change, you think of the challenges we're going to have with water and all that sort of stuff moving forward. It's a no-brainer. We should be supporting it, and yeah, I think it'll work. I think it'll work. It might need some tweaking here and there, but that's okay. We'll work it out. There's some smart people around. They'll work it out.
Yeah, well, talking to our guys, I mean, we played the inaugural game on our A grade, and I had a chat to the boys afterwards, and some of them expressed like surprise that it actually played as well as what it did. They were expecting, something to play a little bit high, a little bit low, and they said the bounce was really good. It came on nice and true. So that's good signs. And been talking to Jared as well, and he said with a bit more heat and a bit more temperature into it, and that it'll play a bit more true. But I mean, you have a look at the results, and the results speak for themselves. I think like the games down there have been reasonably high scoring. There hasn't been too many routes or anything like that. I mean, there's a couple of grounds around the PCA that are turf that guys are getting rolled for 70 odd. So I think it looks good. From our point of view, we both our ovals at Rhonda Scarrot they play football on them during the winter. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes after a winter season, how it comes up next season. So that's one of the things we'll be looking at in regards to the hybrid wicket, how it responds after a season of football on it. Obviously, they put the padded mats down there, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, and it's going to be a game changer for not only us and the other clubs in the PCA, but I mean around WA, councils that don't want to pay 80 grand to get a square put in and then employ 2 curators to look after it. You can pay 40 grand and you can knock it over on a Friday afternoon. It seems a no-brainer to me. And as I said, I've been very impressed with the work Jared's put in down at South Mandurah, and if it comes off, and we hope it does, and all the signs are so far that it will, that he's going to be a leader of cricket in WA.
He could become an agent and sit back and relax and count the cash. On the beach, I think it's awesome, and that's one of the exciting things of this competition. We've got a trailblazing club, if you want to call it that, laying brand new surface that no one's really tested and thought, no, we're going to go with it, and they've got that off the ground, and we've got T20 under lights on a Tuesday night. I think that's amazing, and we're commentating it and we're filming it, and there's just a whole heap of stuff happening in this comp that you just sit back sometimes and go, for a little competition in the Peel district or Peel region, it's going okay, and it's all because of clubs like Secret Harbour and all the others that they're doing their bit and making the PCA what it is, because it's only an association on paper. It's the clubs that make everything. So real awesome job you guys are doing there, Gav. Now the colours, mate. Where are you actually associated with Fremantle Dockers at all, or your club went down that road?
Well, I think originally the history was that the Secret Harbour had an affiliation with Fremantle, so they became the Secret Harbour Dockers Football Club, and then they were affiliated with the Fremantle Dockers. I think they had to do that under licence to use the Dockers name. So that's where the colours come from. If it was up to me, I'd like to have royal blue and white and a nice little kangaroo in the corner there or something, mate. But I've been left with the Dockers stuff. But I think the purple. I think the purple's not too bad. I mean, it sticks out. It's not a bad colour to work with, and it does grow on you after a while.
I'm taking the P155. Colours are colours, and I think it's awesome. I was just interested to see whether there actually was an association with the Freo Dockers, because you wouldn't think you'd be allowed to use the anchor or anything like that. You presume an organisation like the Freo Dockers would be copyrighted and all that sort of stuff. So no, it's good. I mean, and it's the history of the club. Like, it started as a footy club, and you're now a footy and cricket club. So that's great. And I presume you've got people that are part of both sides.
Yeah, we do. We have some footballers that play cricket, and also cricketers that play football. I mean, it is getting harder and harder with the overlapping seasons to try and keep your cricketers involved when pre-season training starts after Christmas. I mean, back when I was playing footy and cricket, you'd have a 2-week break between football and then cricket and football, and that's where you probably do your pre-season training and then bang, you're into it. But the seasons seem to overlap now, so it's a constant drive to try and keep our footballers happy with pre-season training, but also then keep the teams on the park on a Saturday with players.
That's a battle all the way through, unfortunately. But we'll get there. I think we're doing okay. The fact that we've got so much cricket that's being played in the area, it's fantastic. Look, this has been great. And I'm being selfish here just to learn more about the Secret Harbour Dockers Cricket Club, and I hope that everyone listening and watching has got much more of an appreciation of what a great job the club are doing, and how the history of the club, I guess, being so young. It's just great to see that a young club has gone from establishment to A grade within 10 years. I mean, that's pretty exciting. I reckon that's pretty good. So everyone involved should be pretty proud of that, and just everyone, I guess, the weekend of the 23rd. So that's just before the Australia Day week. There's no Australia Day weekend, there's Australia Day week. Yeah, we'll get down to Rhonda Scarrot and see some really good cricket played in the Integrated Cricket League. I'm looking forward to that myself. So thanks a lot for coming on today. Hopefully you've enjoyed your time as well, Gav. And we'll see you around the traps.
Yeah, thanks, Orazio. Thanks for the chat, and thanks for everyone for listening.
No worries. So that was Gavin McDonald, who is the Vice President of the Secret Harbour Dockers Cricket Club. You are on the Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show, as always proudly supported by RETRAVISION, ESA Sport and EVERLAST Sports Drinks. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, everyone. We are going to bring this baby home yet again. We're rounding the bend. We're going to ride it home. We're going to ride home a winner. Geez, I am an idiot. The Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. It's been great to bring this to you. My name is Orazio Santalucia. That is the weirdest name you are going to hear this week at least, if not for the rest of the year. Although my friend Fantasia, Orazio Fantasia at Port Adelaide now, has helped bring my name out of its shell. Other than that, I've probably hardly ever heard my name, my first name in particular, heard anywhere else. So well done to you if you're listening. I doubt it. Anyway, we are going to bring this baby home. So first thing is, Country Cricket Board Masters Carnival. What started as a very, very tiny little competition. I was in the Southwest as regional manager at the time when it come to life the first time, and I remember the organisers worked their backside off to get it up off the ground and had little faith in actually it happening. They sort of thought, oh well, we're probably wasting our time here. But when you get teams come from all the way up from the Northwest, they saw it as the best bus trip of all time. They took a bus, drove down, and you can imagine it was carnage, but they had an absolute ball. And then the next year, I think it was double the amount of teams, and then it's just gone on, and it's now an integral part of the cricket calendar on the country cricket calendar. So the Country Cricket Board Masters Carnival, it'll be down in the Southwest. The home will be at Donnybrook at Egan Park, one of the most beautiful grounds in country WA, no doubt. It's got the old white picket fence and all that sort of stuff. And for those that don't know the story behind that club, essentially it's been built by every member of the club. They've got it up and running, and they do everything there. They've built the pavilion, you know what I mean? Like, they've done everything, and it's just gorgeous. They host this like you wouldn't believe. April 1 to 3, the nomination process is open right now. So if you're over 40 or over 50, there's the two age groups that are going to be participating, and you want to play, put your name down, nominate. It's the Country Week method process. So jump on to the Facebook page. You'll find the link to the Google form, and if you can work it out, good luck. I've put my name down, so I'll be hopefully getting a gig and playing in that carnival. I reckon it'll be a load of fun. But that Google form didn't work for me. So Rob or whoever, I might need. Anyway, but let someone know that you want to play. All the info's on that page anyway. So jump on the Facebook page and sign up. Jason Sanderford, he's the one that's sort of running the veteran sort of stuff. So, Jason, well done, mate. It's been fantastic this year. I understand how hard it can be to herd the cats and try to get a team out on a Sunday and all that sort of stuff. But amazingly, as soon as you said, right, nominations are open, we've got a little chat group, and it was just like bang, 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 bang. Everyone's come out and basically signed up. So, yeah, I don't know how many teams you're going to get in, but it could be 3 or 4. Who knows? But, so over 40s or over 50s, sign up now and put your name down. And then, the rest of it's all explained in regards to payment and all that sort of stuff. And if you've been part of Country Weeks before, it's probably old news to you. You know exactly how the system works. So, obviously next week, as we mentioned, now before I do that, let's thank Secret Harbour Dockers Senior Vice President Gavin McDonald. It was great to chat to you. I really look forward to my little chats with the presidents. or the senior people within the club, but simply because I know how hard it is to run a club. I know how hard it is right now in this current climate, and I know how hard it is every single week, especially come the back end of the season, and especially if you're not quite getting the results on the field that you may want to. You want to just keep things going and keep things ticking over, and it gets harder and harder as, I don't know, I guess players pull the pin and they just go, it's too hard or whatever and all that sort of stuff, and it makes it real hard. So just try to remember, let's fight it out to the end. It's been a great season. Let's make sure we fight it all the way through to the end and make the job of the people doing all the work in the background, make it worth their while. So, and remember, a thank you, arm around the shoulder, a cold beer every now and again does wonders. Okay, and if you ever get asked, look, I need a hand, can you help? Hey, just do it, eh? Because I think it's only fair. There's my little rant. I'll jump off my soapbox now and I'll get back to just talking this cricket stuff. So we've got some big games coming up. As I mentioned earlier, we have the first semi of the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League next Tuesday. So before you listen to this fantastic show, we're going to know one of the finalists in the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League final. We've got Singleton versus Shoalwater, or Shoalwater versus Singleton. Doesn't matter. It's not their ground they're playing at. They're playing at the amazing Peel Reserve. It'll be a cracker of a game. A grade, we know it's going to be tight. We know that we've got Halls Head and Waroona who probably can plan ahead. But from Singleton, Warnborough, Mandurah and Shoalwater, very, very close. Mandurah play South Mandurah in the Derby. That'll be at Meadow Springs. So South Mandurah, they might come back. They might find something and come back in. So come on the Falcons. Let's pick ourselves up off the canvas and get back to that early season form. Not that I'm against you, Mandurah, at all. I just want to see a good game of cricket. Shoalwater, Warnborough. That's going to be a cracker. That's going to be a cracker. You've got two teams that are there or thereabouts. Shoalwater win this. That's a big, big step for them because that takes out one of the people ahead of them. Warnborough, they'll be wanting to bounce back. So big game there. White Knights, Singleton Irwinians. That'll be a tough game there as well at Upinter Park. We know it's a little bit tough there. White Knights had a good win on the weekend and Singleton won as well. They need to win. So that'll be a big game. Pinjarra hosting Halls Head. So Pinjarra, from all reports, well done Terry and the team down there. The wicket come up well. So they're going to host another game. I know Terry's been working his backside off trying to get the pitch up and running. So again, anyone that's in the vicinity, you know, Terry McNeil does a great job on the My Cricket and scoring every game of the RETRAVISION Premier T20 League. He does country weeks. He does all that sort of stuff. He's an absolute superstar and doing a great job down there. So if you can get the man a lovely cold refreshment and say thank you, please do so. And Halls Head looking to continue on their winning ways. And Secret Harbour host Waroona at Stan Twite. Secret Harbour looking to bounce back and say, hey, last week was just a little bit of a blip. We're going to be back and fight hard. And what a feather in the cap it would be to knock off one of the favourites in Waroona who are just buzzing along as well. So real big week of cricket coming up. Also coming up, there are going to be not one, but two little surprises coming up over the next little week or so. I'm not going to let any more out there other than watch this space. So look out on the socials, look out, around the traps or whatever. There's going to be some special little additions to the show. But you'll find out a little bit more when you tune in next time to the greatest podcast Peel Cricket has ever seen. The Pavilion, the Peel Cricket Show. Proudly supported by, RETRAVISION, EVERLAST Sports Drinks, and ESA Sport. I'm Orazio Santalucia. I've been your host yet again this week. We will be back this time next week. Until then, my friends, stay safe. Adios.
He's got a wicket. Look at me. I've taken a wicket. My granny could hit that with a sticky rhubarb. I think it's fair to say that is not unadjacent. That's bad technique, is that?
We've got 3 slips, a gully, 2 short legs, and a pigeon. How marvellous.
My granny to call that in her pinny.
They got to be able to play the ball.
Here he is. Number 11 for New Zealand, Cunis. Strange name, Cunis. Neither one thing nor the other.
My dear old thing. That's it. That's the ashes. And I couldn't quite get his leg over. Oh, stop it, Agnes.